Welcome everyone to Sports Buzz. I am Zach Barnett, and I'm joined in by Jags uh, former player, offensive lineman from East Burke in North Carolina. But first and foremost, I want to say thank you for joining in, man. And
Yes.
let's get it rocking with a good one. So, how did East Burke help you get to the league, and what were some of the habits that you learned at that high school that helped you get to that level?
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you too for Zach for having me on here, man. It's cool to have us, hometown guy.
Yep.
Yeah. Some of the things I learned at East Burke, I probably like all of us. It's hard work.
Mm-hmm.
That's where, in high school, that's where you're setting your foundation
Mm-hmm.
of hard work and then really just love for the game, man. Had so many great teammates around me, so many great coaches. Guys just cared. And I think that's one of the things that rubbed off the most is just do you care? Do you want to succeed? And we see it so many times where maybe not the most talented guy makes it the furthest or wins, but the guy that's willing to consistently work and that consistency come through just caring about what you're working towards, and then being around other people that also care and want to see you do well, and then you want to see them do well, and that just kind of elevates the team. So I really think those are things that I learned in high school.
Mm-hmm.
The caring, the work ethic, trying to build up those around you, because that's how a team is made. And then honestly too, like I said, when you build the team up, when you build up those around you,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to do better yourself as well. I've seen so many times. I think we all see it in the NFL. A team does well, all those guys that are free agents start getting paid well. And, everybody's play looks better when you're winning. So, yeah, just those are some of the things. Just a lot of teamwork, a lot of culture, a lot of hard work, things like that.
Absolutely, man. And scrolling it forward to your last couple of years in Jacksonville, you were diagnosed with AFib. So
Yes.
with that, what was the impact on your NFL career going through that, and how did you get through it, man?
Luckily, it was a singular case, so
Mm-hmm.
this wasn't an ongoing issue. It was it's scary to say. So I'm gonna say this: if anyone out there has felt any kind of irregular heartbeat, absolutely get checked out. I did. It's one of those things where I'd felt it before. To be completely honest, just kind of brushed it off and it'd kind of go away. Never knew that was a real thing, a problematic thing. Just happened. Honestly, dude, like by the grace of God, I had a little extra time that day, so I was like, you know what, I need to go get this. Let me just get this checked out. Just that was year 10, I believe. Yeah, it was year 10. Knowing that, I was like, man, like I can't be going out there to practice. It's already hot. It's already hard. I'm already tired. Let me just go and get this checked out. Got it checked out. They told me about the AFib, and so it was actually. I mean, as far as like treating it, it was a simple process. They gave me some kind of medicine. I have no idea what it's about. After some tests and stuff, once they diagnosed it as AFib, and that didn't get it back into rhythm immediately. So I had to
Mm-hmm.
have a cardioversion, I believe it's called. They put me to sleep, shocked it back into place. So back into rhythm. Not a not a lot on my part as far as things to do. Um, and then I had to obviously be on blood thinners for a while, for a month, just to make sure that there was no clots or anything from the shocked it back into rhythm. Um, it definitely set. Obviously, I couldn't participate in the rest of training camp, which made
Mm-hmm.
it tough. And that was probably the toughest thing was just when you're watching the guys that you're with have to pick up your slack and feeling fine, but having to watch it. And then I feel like that set me back as far as training camp. But I also think it was good for me, just especially that being my 10th year of realizing that, man, like football could be done in a second like that. A normal day, I'm out there playing football, not even an injury, just a freak thing where it's like, yeah, my heart got out of rhythm and luckily they're able to get back, but it was a good reminder for me of, man, football could be done any second. So I need to enjoy these little moments, even the hard stuff, even the camp, man, because those are the dog days. It's so stinking hot. You're just questioning why am I even doing this? Do I need to be doing this at 33 years old? Do I still need to be playing football? But having it taken away, knowing that I would get it back, was huge. It was a great opportunity for me to refocus, realign with, all right, why am I doing this? What what's it going to feel like when I can't do it anymore? And so it's cool because I got to kind of feel that, but still get to finish playing. But it helped me kind of refocus and be like, all right, no, like this is, I do want to do this. I do miss it. I do want to be around the guys. I do want to contribute to the team. So that was kind of the whole encompassing, like how I felt about it. Um, and honestly, maybe that's what saved me, gave me one more year of life in the NFL, is not having to go through that training camp, gave me a little bit more juice for the next year. But yeah, that was kind of my story with that.
Definitely. So, Tyler, let's do it for current topics in the NFL. This is your Jags, man.
All right.
How
Yeah.
far away are they from the top of the mountaintop, the Super Bowl? How far away are they, man?
It's hard to say. I feel like this happens every year, and I know this is this is the political answer. Like, oh, it's hard to say.
Mm-hmm.
But when I say, like, I truly mean that, because it's not just, man, we're missing this player, this coach, this whatever, this scheme, because it all has to fit together into this perfect unison throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
If you look back, I mean, every year from 14 to 24, you ask me, oh, dude, this feels like the year. And then in 2017, like, we got real close. 2018, I thought we'd be better. We had pretty much the same team, and it didn't work
Mm-hmm.
out. Once again, that's just a perfect example of, it all has to work out. And sometimes it meshes together, sometimes it doesn't. Same thing in 2022. I mean, we started out slow, come out and then finish strong in the end. All of it's and sometimes it's scheduling. Sometimes it's just you get hot at the right time. So I don't want to get into like guessing. All right, well, they're this close or that close, because I like I said, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have the players? Yes, absolutely. They've got the players to do it. Do they have the coaches? Yeah, they've got the coaches. The question is, and it always will be with every team, is, can they mesh those two together, the players, the coaches, the scheme, the culture, into a way that projects them forward and they keep getting better and guys buy into it?
Absolutely. And it on Sundays, sometimes it takes, I guess, a little bit of luck. I don't like believing in that, but it does sometimes.
Absolutely.
Like a
Absolutely.
fumble here, where you can pick it up, you score a touchdown. It's just the little things, what I believe. And you guys, what was it, 2017, where Stephon Gilmore, uh,
Mm.
the tip,
Yeah,
I think that was, or the interception. But I think that year you look pretty. The Jags looked pretty good that year.
right. And like you said, yes, you hate to attribute it to luck, but sometimes the ball just doesn't bounce your way, or sometimes it does.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking to that, in 2022, there was a run there where we had towards the end where we're playing the Ravens, and fourth quarter, we're down, I think, and they had a fumble on a kickoff return. How many times you might watch however many games, 16, 15, 16 games on a Sunday.
Yeah, you don't see that very often.
How often do you see a guy, like, you might see like one time where somebody fumbles on, because everyone's professionals, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just, and that's the error, for the margin of error is so small. That guy he gets a good punch on the ball. 2 inches this way or that way, he misses and hits his arm. He hits his shoulder pad. He misses the ball, but he just hit it right on the nose, knocks it
Mm-hmm.
out. We get a chance to go down, score, win. I believe is the next week we play the Cowboys. We have a similar thing where ball bounces our way. Like, I think we're kind of trailing a lot of the game. Ball bounces our way. We get into overtime, and I believe it was a tip pass interception. Rashawn Jenkins runs it back in. Game over. Keep even. I could keep going. Like that year was just a wild finish.
Yep.
You look at the last game of the year playing the Tennessee Titans. We have to win that game to get into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
We're losing. We're losing the whole game. And I believe it was the fourth quarter. We have another sack. I think it might have been Rashawn Jenkins again. Like comes in like corner blitz, tomahawk chop on the like quarterback. It's a fumble. Josh
Mm-hmm.
Allen picks up and scores. If that doesn't happen, if the Titans called any other play, if they ran the ball that play, if they threw the ball quicker, that doesn't happen and we don't score. So like you said, there's so much of it that is just truly luck. It's man, like they had we had the right defense called for the
Mm-hmm.
right play that they had called on offense. So circle all this back. I'm going off on a tangent here, and I apologize.
You're fine.
It's so much of it is just luck of the draw, man. Sometimes you know it could be one play, and that one play could be, man, if we'd have just ran at that time, different outcome. If we'd have thrown it to this guy, different outcome. But that's what makes it
Absolutely.
cool,
Absolutely. Hey, God doesn't make a mistake. It
That's
always
right.
it always works out for his favor and all of his glory, man. And
Absolutely.
my last question, I always touch on this. 5 words to best describe this. So, how do you describe the Jacksonville Jaguars mascot in 5 words, man?
5 words. Well, that's a lot. Energy. The
Yep.
dude's like, and I think you probably said about any mascot, dude.
He's
If you're
got
getting
some
into a
different energy,
mascot,
man.
he's different energy. Jumping off the stadium. If you haven't seen that, that's
Yeah.
something to watch. You got to be there to see it. But he gets up there on the light thing and jumps
Yeah.
off, and everybody goes nuts. Energy, man. Creativity. Honestly, speaking of that, I think it was the Ravens game. I don't know if you saw. I don't know if you remember. This might be like too long ago, and people didn't really like. We were small market team, but it rained pregame. He's
Mhm.
out there in his suit, gets soaking wet. I can't imagine it's pleasant in there
Probably
normally, but
not.
then when it's raining, so he ends up taking it off, and he has like a skin tight suit underneath it that he wears when he jumps into
Mm.
the pool after we win.
Hmm.
He wore that thing the whole game. He had a speedo on, dude. Unbelievable. So just creative. Yeah, enthusiastic. I know energy and enthusiasm are kind of the same thing. I imagine he's got to be disciplined or resilient to, like I said, to be in a mascot costume for 3.5 hours on a Sunday afternoon in Jacksonville, Florida. It's 100% humidity, 95 degrees. I can't imagine that's
That's
enjoyable. So
tough.
he's got some resilience, some discipline. Um, I don't know. Last one, maybe loyal. I mean, the guy's showing up every week. Like I said, we've had some rough years. Showing up every week with some energy and some passion. So yeah, I'd say he's loyal.
Definitely.
I think I said too many words there, but that's just how I describe him. Yeah.
You're all good. Well, Tyler Shatley, this concludes our interview on Sports Buzz with me, Zach Barnett, and we'd welcome you back for another one, man.